Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Brian here with Texas Gun Experience, and in front of me I have the CZ Bren 2 pistol. It's 9-inch barrel, chambered in 7.62 by 39. So probably have 2,000 rounds through this thing. And I tell you what, man, this is a sewing machine. It is like hot knife through butter. We got some cool range footage for you. We just went down and burned through about 500 rounds. We're gonna go kind of front to back on this thing, kind of show you what makes it so good and kind of exciting to shoot. Starting with the front though, these do come with a pretty cool kind of spiral flash hider, but did change this to a dead air chemo system. That way we can quick detach suppressors or other devices. So in the videos you'll see us, we actually shoot it with a blast can. That kind of helps divert all that energy forward. And then we do have the dead air 3-prong kind of flash hider there. So it's pretty neat to actually see how well flash hiders work. They don't mitigate recoil, but they do cut down on those big fireballs, especially coming out of a short gun like this. So it's pretty cool to see the difference there. As far as the gun itself goes, it's very lightweight. And as we go through it, you'll kind of see it in some of the materials that we point out. But full aluminum, handguard. They have this carbon fiber enforced polymer lower, which the lower, honestly, not a whole lot of stuff going on in there other than the trigger group. So I'm not too worried about anything wearing on there. So they were really mindful of keeping the weight down on this gun, but also very simplistic. So if you're familiar with the FN SCAR out there, this is kind of a direct kind of at their throat a little bit to kind of do the kind of same style of gun, even better, or definitely at a better price. So I think CZ did a very good job on it. Now comes stock with some flip up sights here. Not too bad. I actually have this one flipped around backwards so we can run this tape switch for the lights, but standard kind of pop-up peep sight with a night vision, and then standard kind of 2 to 300 kind of zero peep in the back. There's a full-length Picatinny rail up top here, and we do have the Vortex AMG holographic sight on here, so this is definitely more of this top tier. This is really nice whether you're just running standard kind of daytime operations or night vision settings. So this is pretty cool. Also, if you have astigmatism, these are nice. It doesn't give you that sunburst like a lot of red dots do. So that's pretty cool there. But as far as the gun itself goes, 100% ambidextrous, and we're gonna get through that and show you there. But these do not come with braces. There are a ton of brace options out there. Now when you get this off of the showroom floor, it's just gonna have like a little loop in the back for some type of sling. But there are adapters out there, like we have on here, that fit those Aspie tactical braces. There's tail hook adapters. There's 1913 rails there, so you can fit any type of brace on there. So the nice thing is there is a big community of people out there making braces and brace adapters for this, so you can run it and keep it as a pistol and not have to do any extra paperwork and convert it to an SBR. But let's talk about the controls and what makes this thing kind of universal, whether you're a left-handed or right-handed shooter. Everything is really well thought out too. So about the only thing that's not ambidextrous is actually the ejection port, but that doesn't really matter. So on the right-hand side here, you'll see kind of have a standard safety. So that's like a 45-degree safety lever, very similar to most AR style guns out there. It is ambidextrous, so whether you're right-handed, left-handed, it's easy to activate. Unlike some guns that CZ had come out with too, the safety is not tight on this, so it's actually really easy to manipulate. And then, of course, on the right-hand side here too, we have a standard kind of mag release button there. So very kind of easy to switch from an AR to one of these and have an understanding of the manual of arms. There's also these little levers here inside the trigger guard. Now, this is kind of a love-hate because people will keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. We get that, but it is pretty trick in the way that, and I'll try to do it here so you can see. If I lift up on it, I can lock the bolt back to the rear. If I push down here, I can send that bolt home. So this is kind of like a bad lever or a an assist there. So whether again left or right-handed, it's really easy to just put your finger down there, send that bolt home, and then start sending rounds down range. While we're on this side here, I'm gonna insert this mag back. You'll see that it does have a magazine release on the left-hand side as well. So whether you're right-handed and you just like to thumb it out, whatever, or if you are left-handed, that magazine release is really easy to use. Also, you have the bolt release up here like a standard AR. Now the charging handle, it's reversible. So left hand or right hand charging, you decide. So that's really easy to adjust and swap out. No extra tools or parts required kind of thing. And the one thing I really love about this gun, I can't stop talking about, is how smooth that action is. It feels like a well-oiled machine, and that was like that day one since having it. Again, I mean, this has a couple of thousand rounds through it, but man, that thing is so smooth. QD mounts, there are QD mounts that come from the factory on this too. So again, this is on both sides, it's mirrored here. This one is actually part of a HB Industries, but so that doesn't count. But this does have some sling mounting options already from the factory. You'll see here, there is quite a bit of aftermarket stuff on here. BCM, kind of forward grip there. A lot of HB Industries. So they do a really good job at supporting CZ USA with some aftermarket parts. Whether it's, you know, the charging handle here, kind of puts it down at a downward angle so you don't rack your fingers against the optic. The safety levers are HB Industries. The actual front handguard here is as well. And then the trigger. So out of the box, these things have a magnificent trigger. It's very lightweight. There are trigger options out there. This is a HB Industries Theta trigger. All it is a shoe. Doesn't change springs, doesn't change anything, doesn't change how the safeties work, any of that stuff. And very, little to no gunsmithing required. All that really does is eliminate some of the pre-travel and take-up, but the trigger on this thing is measured at about 2.5 to 3 pounds, and it is super sweet. I mean, that thing is light, really positive reset on there. A lot of the arm braces that are available on the market, kind of headed back to the rear of this too, they are foldable. So all in all, it's a very compact kind of footprint there. So again, if you want to throw it in some type of backpack, throw it in a vehicle with you, it's easy to maneuver with. The gun sold as is about this long. So, whether you're running a 1-point and you run it like a big pistol, or if you do have a folding brace, it's a pretty compact unit itself. We'll give a quick little shout out, Flatline Fiber Co. here. They do make kind of stiffer Velcro armbands there. So whether it's for storage or if you're, using the brace as unintended, it kind of keeps it a little bit more stiff back there. So show them a little love. But the Bren 2 is kind of quickly became one of my favorites. It's very smooth. It's very easy to jump to this platform from others. If you're an AR guy, hell, if you're an AK person, it's easy to go to this rifle or pistol and be successful operating it. It's very easy to take down, even easier to clean. Little moving parts on this thing. So once you break this down, there's just 2 pins, no tools required. The bolt and piston assembly is very easy. Again, no tools really required to maintain this thing. It's very lightweight, and while this is the 7.62x39 option, they do make it in a 5.56, and honestly, the only difference is the bolt and barrel. The magwell here actually gets an insert for a standard Stenag, typical American AR-15 magazine, and all the controls stay the same. So they're not available at this time, but CZ USA is promising to come out with extra barrels, bolts, conversion kits to do that. You can also get this pistol in the 5.56. So we didn't test them back to back, but that is out there. I will say the only drawback that I find to it is the magazines, and it's not a reliability issue because these magazines are great. They are polymer, they're built strong, they're very lightweight, and they feed reliably, but they are proprietary. So that means that CZ USA is the only one that makes these magazines. Sourcing them, depending on when you're looking at it, maybe when this first came out, was a little difficult, but they are definitely available now. Most of them hover around 30 to 35 bucks. But they come in 2 flavors, so you have an all black and a translucent. So Mags work great, but you only get one option, and that option is going to be from CZ. So really, all in all, phenomenal pistol, phenomenal rifle in those platforms. It's definitely worth, you know, it's over $1,500. It's definitely worth that spend, especially if you're looking at some of those, you know, scars or you know, trying to get your hand on an old ACR or anything like that. This is a contender. You know, there are other brands out there trying to do something similar, like D&T and all that. Bang for your buck though, the CZ Bren 2 has really knocked it out of the park. We do have these available to rent. We have a machine gun here as well. So if you're interested in coming in and trying one of these, we have one on the rack that you can come down, pull down, and try it out for yourself. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comment section. We want to know what you think of the Bren 2. What would you do different to it? Have you shot one? We do have one as a demo on our range, and it is a machine gun. So please come on in, try it out for yourself. Let us know what you think. If you'd like to see more content like this, we're doing a ton of gun reviews, training techniques, events, a whole bunch of stuff. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button, kind of stay in the know of things that we got going on here at Texas Gun Experience, and we'll see you on the range.